switches. Number 9, Dylan. Shooting guard at 6 feet 4. Number 4, Kevin. The other warrior, 6 feet 7 inches. Number 40, at 6'10", number 28, Alfred Chico. Starting at the other yard, at 6 feet 4, number 1, Alexander, number 1.
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. And tonight we'll see the Houston Rockets as they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Fred VanVleet.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Reed is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. And for the Rockets, running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Thompson is out there with Alperen Şengün, and it's the great in at the 1. So Doris, for a coaching staff, what's the best approach to the second game of a back-to-back?
For me, Kevin, a back-to-back is about 2 things. It's about maturity, 1, but you also have to manage both games. Look at the minutes of the first game and try to balance them in the second game, particularly when you're talking about your veterans.
Drills it from outside.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Reed with a screen on Green. For 3, Edwards. It's good from long range.
What a response from Anthony Edwards. If you make a 3, he wants to come right back at you.
Here's the great, defended by DiVincenzo. Brooks outside. The offensive rebound. Şengün pass to the great. Good, and it's Şengün picking up the assist. The great's got 5 points so far. DiVincenzo kicks to Edwards. Randall left side. Now McDaniels, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. With the second effort, here's the great, guarded by Reed. No problems knocking that one down.
Oh, not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Reed the pass to Edwards. The Rockets pull it in. And you know what? We've run out of superlatives to describe this club. They've been untouchable. 31 straight wins. Do you hear me? 31. And sometimes it looks like they're not even breaking a sweat.
Look, at the end of the day, this team, of course, wants to win an NBA championship when it's all said and done. And you know that's what they have their sights on. But it is so nice to enjoy the hype and accolades of a team that is right now steamrolling through the entire league in this incredible stretch. Wow, this has been an amazing thing to watch.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Checking out some stats for Thompson. This past month, he's really set himself apart, averaging about 11 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
DB, ever since winning the Most Improved Player back in 2021, Randall has stayed scoring at an incredible clip.
Yeah, Kevin, what makes this guy such a difficult matchup is his size and the ability to drive it. And now what you've seen is this evolution into a legit threat from three-point territory. He is such a difficult cover.
Tari Eason's checked in for Houston. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. Randall outside. And Alperen Şengün gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Now DiVincenzo hits it from three-point range.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
Rockets leading by 3. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. And so it's Houston with it after Anthony Edwards missed from long range.
2 minutes.
Here's the great, defended by DiVincenzo. Just 5 to shoot. Here's the great. Off target with his 3. Timberwolves trail by 5. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
How about the body control from Anthony Edwards? Just so good at using that frame to get through the teeth of the defense.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And what you love about Edwards is how intense he is. Guy plays hard every minute he's on the floor.
And it's Whitmore missing. Last game for the Rockets, they picked up the win against New Orleans.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
Thompson outside. Three-pointer. Another miss by Houston. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And with the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard showing us this month's top passers. When you look at the great, 3rd in assists and a great leader.
Really been in sync with his teammates.
For the Rockets, Şengün's checked in for Steven Adams. Brooks comes in for Jabari Smith. And the great subbed in for Fred VanVleet. And then for Minnesota, Reed, he's checked in for McDaniels. And Anthony Edwards subbed in for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Tari Eason is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's the great in at the point guard position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Şengün hits them both.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line. Takes a step back.
Here's Edwards. It's rebounded by Houston. The Greats got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Stolen by Conley. Poke loose. From downtown, another miss by Minnesota.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
The Great passes to Green. Here's the Great. Lets it go. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. The Great's got 12.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Houston leading by 4. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
And the call will go against the Great. That is his first foul of the game. Whitmore, he's checked in for Houston. Timberwolves also changing it up. Randall comes in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. Here's Reed, and no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Here's the Great, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really, the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
For Houston, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. Amen Thompson, he's checked in for the Rockets. Green comes in for Cam Whitmore. And a change for the Timberwolves. McDaniels, he's checked in for Clark. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. A moment here now to see the numbers for Julius Randle.
And he's struggling with his shot these days, and the analytics bear that out. With the true shooting percentage heading down in these past 10 games. But, guys, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a trend that he could reverse here tonight.
Edwards kicks to Randle. On the wing, DiVincenzo buries it from three-point range. DiVincenzo's got his second bucket of the night.
And in getting that 3 to go, he snaps an 11-0 run by the Rockets.
They kick it out to Green. Pass to Thompson. Şengün with a screen on Randle. Here's the Great. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Edwards. Here's the Great, defended by DiVincenzo. Outside, Green. Houston moving the ball around. Fades and shoots. Here's DiVincenzo. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
Well, you also have to credit the way he controlled the pace of the game and was able to create for his teammates.
And the first half is now in the books. Houston on top, ending the second quarter with a massive 16-5 run. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas.
The Timberwolves 37.
Thanks for joining us. Through the first half, there is still some work to do for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
If they want to get back in this game, they need to stop fouling. Fouls result in easy free throws.
Let's turn our attention to the three-point shootout and highlight some of the top candidates. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been one outstanding game from the great.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Reed is out there with Randall, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1 spot. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
You know, when you look at his numbers this season, he's had a respectable number, 77%.
Houston leading by 6. The great passes to Brooks. No good on the 3. Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. McDaniels finds Randall. Here's Reed, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Well, Naz Reid doesn't operate often in the mid-range, but if you concede it, he'll take it.
Here's the great, defended by DiVincenzo. Shot, high post. Julius Randle with the rebound.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
The great grabs the miss. The great's got 7 rebounds in the game. Outside, Green knocks down the 3 ball. Green's got 12 points in the game.
Green knows that he needs to take and make threes at a good clip. Nice shot there.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. And let's go to a rundown of the best point guards from the free throw line over the course of the last month. Here is your 2K leaderboard. Well, you look at the great, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
He's been a model of consistency at the free throw line all season. He's as dependable up there as he is on the floor at any given moment.
And, Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here's DiVincenzo. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And boy, did he get up quick to reject that shot. That's as fundamental as defense gets.
Here is Edwards.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the NBA has split its draft into 2 days. The league's executive VP and head of operations, Joe Dumars, says rosters have expanded and we're seeing a larger influx of talent, a lot of times in the second round. This format will do justice to those slept-on players. Kevin?
Yeah, good stuff, D.A. Some Hall of Famers from that second round, for sure.
Well, Julius Randle, we know this, loves to finish despite being fouled. This guy will play through contact, no problem.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That free throw good from Randle. Houston leading by 6. Here's the great. He's got 20. Spins. Out to Thompson. Shoots the 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Randle right side. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Now just a 4-point Rocket lead.
Well, the physicality that Julius Randle possesses, this guy is always proven capable despite defenders nearby.
And he jams it with authority.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Tari Eason's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And then for Minnesota, Clark, he's checked in for McDaniels. Alexander Walker comes in for Edwards. And it's Mike Conley in for Dante DiVincenzo. Back to Conley. The tray drills the three-pointer.
I'll tell you, you give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
Houston leading by 3. Here's the great. He's got 22. Thompson outside. They get it back, and the call will be against Julius Randle. That's his first foul. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Gobert's checked in. A minute 50 left in the third quarter. Here's the great, and it's good. He's made 2 for every one he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
Boy, the bucket's been 5 feet wide for him. He's dropping everything in.
That's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. And here's what the Rockets' schedule looks like. On Sunday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Miami Heat. And then on Wednesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks.
And for the matchup with the Lakers, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team. And they should probably start looking to get the ball inside more. The three-pointer hasn't been there for them like it was in that first half. And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Conley, the pass to Randle. Shot clock at 6. Nice move.
Boy, what a nice offensive move by Julius Randle. Lures the defender in to draw the contact. That is pretty.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here.
And several teams changing it up here. Puts up a 3. Sinks the triple. The great's got 27 points.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Running the wings, they'll go with Green and Brooks. Thompson is out there with Tari Eason. And it's the great in at the point. It's the 5 for Houston right now. Thompson misses. Minnesota in the lead. Pulls up on the wing. Edwards, that's good.
Every aspect of Anthony Edwards' game is on display. This guy has been cooking from the outset.
Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's the great, defended by DiVincenzo. Here's the great. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Their fast break plays have seemed unstoppable. They just keep finding ways to overrun the defense here in transition.
Second chance points have also been a big part of what's happened in this game. Crashing the boards with authority, turning those opportunities into second chance points. Boy, big time on the offensive glass.
Can't connect from short range. The great passes to Green. Hits the three-point bomb. Green's got 9 points here in the second half.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Puts up a deep 3. Reed misses. Houston's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's the great, and he converts the layup. And now a 4-point Houston lead.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Shot to stop. What a sweet jam by Edwards.
Anthony Edwards Edwards relishes big-time moments, and he delivers right there.
Here's the great three-pointer. Minnesota with the rebound. Reeves got his 5th rebound in this one. And the call will go against the great. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. Now, he emphasized it's anybody's game right now. He told his guys to focus on finishing the task at hand and not to get distracted. He wants them to go out there and play with authority. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Houston.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the 3-ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
The other thing that's been impressive is really just relentless driving the basketball. Doesn't matter if the defense is there, they are challenging them and getting it done.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
We know this about Anthony Edwards. He is fearless in these moments. That's a big-time clutch delivery.
Thompson outside. Oh, they get it back. It's stolen by DiVincenzo. And the call will go against the great. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, he will head to the line for 2. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. He's able to hit the second one, and that ties the game up.
Boy, the missed free throw there, keeping this game at even. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
Here's the great. Six on the shot clock. Green, the pass to the great. Şengün trying to free himself up. It counts.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Edwards on the bounce. It's rebounded by Şengün. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
He's able to make it a 2-possession game with some solid work at the line right there.
Minnesota calls timeout. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Turning here to our analysts, what factors, guys, come to your mind?
Trying to stay alive, they've got to work quickly.
This is the very definition of desperation mode right now. They need a quick shot and a quick foul. Well, good vision from the inside and kicking it to the perimeter.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker. And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2. Outside Edwards. Over Green. No good.
And he's easily been their best rebounder tonight.
He's competed for every missed shot. Feels like he's quicker to the basketball than anyone else out there.
So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, the Great.